Fine, watch. Do you feel any different from
Yes.
5 seconds ago than you do now?
Turn it off. I do.
This can all be edited out.
No.
That's what editing's for.
I'm sweating.
How? Do you want me to turn the fan on you?
No, it's too loud.
What's your favorite color, baby?
I don't know.
You liar. Mine's the color out of space.
No, that feels too cheesy to me. I can't partake in that.
Practice the camera on. Hey, Hallie, what's your favorite color?
You need to calm your personality down a little bit.
I like being up. You know this about me. This is one of your favorite parts about me. Is when I'm myself. So I'm like, hey, Hallie, what's your favorite color?
Purple. What's yours?
The color out of space.
Oh, no. I can't look at the camera and do that.
I'm keeping that. Okay. So first off, I'd like to say, hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a while. That sucks. I know. I've been going through some stuff, but here we are. We're with my girlfriend Hallie. We're gonna be talking about some. We're gonna keep doing these videos. We're gonna talk about horror movies we watched, and the most recent one we watched is called Color Out of Space by It's by. I don't know who did the movie, the director.
I don't know. I guess we should have looked that up before we started.
Yeah.
But it's based off of like an H.P. Lovecraft.
Yeah, by a short story by H.P. Lovecraft. Nicolas Cage is the lead role in the movie, and I think he does amazing. If you guys don't know H.P. Lovecraft or any of his work, I do suggest going to look him up. There's a bunch of short stories that he writes. He's most famous for Cthulhu. You guys would probably know the Cthulhu mythos. It's all like space horror, and it's awesome. If you like horror, it's definitely a read. He's considered the best horror writer after Poe, but before King.
You said King, I was like Martin Luther King, and I was like, no, Stephen King.
Stephen King. Yeah, it was a good movie. It's all very...
It's just weird to me. It was weird the whole time.
Have you read any H.P. Lovecraft's
No.
work? Okay, so if you have watched any of the other movies or read the books or even played the video games, there's a lot of stuff based on his work. It all deals with going insane and different forms of insanity. And
I thought Nick Cage played like a good like insane role. Like he was like, but he was pretty like off from the beginning. Like the very beginning, he was a little bit to me like weird already. Like starting off.
That's the glory of Cage, is he's one of those actors. You know what I mean? If you've watched any of his other movies, you already feel the intensity from him. And the movie actually builds into that very well. It shows why he's acting the way he does, you know, from the experiences in his life. You know what I mean? Like the traumas and the bad stuff. So you kind of already get, okay, this guy is a little unhinged, but not completely. Still a dude trying to make it. And,
Oh, but you know how I said earlier, I thought it was going to be more of like a monster movie. It kind of was, because remember when that... Are we allowed to give away like spoilers?
Oh, yeah, this is all spoilers. In case you guys didn't realize, this is all
that one
spoilers.
Where like whatever the thing is, like from space, like took over the mom and like fused the mom and the son together, and they're like that weird, I don't know what you would even call it, a monster.
Yeah, cosmic horror.
Like an alien monster.
Yeah.
That was...
So that's the style of genre.
Like I didn't know it would lead into that. Like that was weird.
But that's
And that like coupled with the like insanity psychological thriller, it was kind of like it hit all the marks.
yeah. So all those things together are what make the genre cosmic horror a genre. Um, H.P. Lovecraft invented that genre of cosmic horror, and
When you say cosmic horror, like what do you mean? Like space or
yeah,
like
horrors
psychological?
from, I want to say another realm, but it's
Like out of this world
kinda,
horror?
except a lot of it is also based in this world.
Okay.
So it's like out of time and space almost.
Not like your classic horror genre.
No, not like a monster comes and people are scared and run away. It's
Or like there's a serial killer on the loose and like
yeah,
stuff like that.
it's more like this is stuff from a very long time ago or from another planet.
Like ancient horrors.
Yeah, and that's the bulk of cosmic horror is that, and you deal with levels of insanity, and throughout the movie you can watch all the main characters slowly go insane. There was a couple of like, I think overall the movie was pretty good. There was a couple of like extra characters in there who I feel actually added some spice into it. Where like at first you're like, oh, this doesn't really fit with the theme of the movie. Like Tommy Chong. Tommy Chong's in the movie, and he plays like this dirty hippie. Surprise. And yeah, it's crazy. It's just awesome. So, what was your first impression of the movie? The color out of space.
Just thought it was really weird, like an indie film horror movie.
Yeah,
like it was good, but like I don't know, something a little off about it. But maybe that was the whole theme of the movie. Maybe we were supposed to feel like that.
I think so too.
It's kind of how like indie films make you feel, or like the endings are super weird. You're just like,
yeah, they're filmed oddly and stuff. Like,
yeah,
there's weird like scenes and yeah,
like, weird elements.
I get that too. I don't think it was in theaters. I don't believe I saw it anywhere advertised as in
It's
theaters.
like one of those movies that never comes out in theaters, and you just see it randomly, like in the store.
Straight to video.
Yeah.
I did see advertisement for the Blu-ray and stuff, but that's because I'm on some H.P. Lovecraft Facebook pages and stuff, horror genre stuff. My first impression of the movie was excitement, I guess. As soon as I saw that it was coming out on at least Blu-ray and DVD, I was pretty hyped. I don't know if you remember me talking about it before that stuff. Before we actually bought it, and I was like searching for it and trying to find a way to watch it. But I was pretty hyped for it. I didn't know what to expect going into it, other than Nicolas Cage being in it. You know, like, all right, it's another Nicolas Cage movie, which brought me into like.
I don't see a lot of Nicolas Cage movies.
Oh, I've seen a bunch, but it brought me into that
like
whole.
The only one I can think of right now is like National Treasure.
Great movie.
Yeah.
It brought me into the Brooklyn Nine-Nine episode where Jake is in the safe house with what's his name's husband? Kevin.
They're like going insane.
Yeah, and he's like, let's watch all the Nicolas Cage movies. Yeah. And I was like, imagine if this movie was part of that list. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, can you imagine just like watching all the Nicolas Cage movies and then like this is the last one?
You know? Is it? It's not like really a role that he would play in, right?
No, he did really well. I think he would normally play roles like this. Like he did Ghost Rider and stuff, which was like, I know it's a Marvel movie, but it was like a scary guy. It's not, I don't think it's a horror movie. It's an action movie, but he's in a lot of like horror movies though, a bunch. He's got a huge array of movies he's done.
Yeah.
Mostly action, I think. Most of his popular ones are action, at least. So what are the key factors that you think made this movie horror-tastic? Fantastical
they had like
horror.
That. I don't know. I don't even know like what horror-tastic, like what are.
What you would consider like Do you feel watching the movie? Do you feel it was an actual horror movie? Would you consider that a horror movie, scary movie?
Yeah, it was pretty. It was. I just the one word that keeps popping in my mind is weird. Like it made me feel weird.
That's the point. It's an H.P. Lovecraft film.
Yeah.
It's supposed to make you feel things. You know what I mean? I think it was a horror movie. I would consider it a pretty good horror movie. It's not like other horror movies because again, it's based off Lovecraft's.
Like it's not like when I watch The Conjuring and like that scary nun pops up, like I'm still scared of that nun. Like or like Insidious, like the monster in that one. Not like that level of like ooh.
Well, I think what this does right is it doesn't do like there's blood and guts in it, and there's
certain parts, yeah.
It's very minor though, and like there's not many jump scares, but there are some.
You kind of like feel like the characters, each of like their insanities.
Yeah, you can like feel it like through the screen, which I think is what makes it a good horror movie. It more freaks you out psychologically.
Yeah, which I guess that is like a horror movie. Like some of them do that. So I thought it was.
I think it was really good. I think it was very horror-tastic.
I think you like it more than I do.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
You have more of like
a fanboy for
H.P. Lovecraft.
Yeah, or horror stuff in general too.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole movie just was on point for me when it comes to what it was meant to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's super cheesy, but I think that's the point.
Yeah, maybe
also.
it's like cheesy, but it's still a good movie.
Like
it's not completely like.
It's weird because like when you think cheesy horror movies, you think like freaking shark in a trailer park. You know what I mean? Like you think like really goofy, like cheesy, like terrible acting and bad special effects. That's what you think of when you think cheesy
it
horror.
Had really good special effects.
Yeah, the effects were on point. The acting was on point.
There was just like weird things or like
it just felt off.
Like the alpacas. What was?
Yeah,
like that was such like a weird element to present in there, and then like even adding like Tommy Chong like in there is like this random like dirty hippie with like this cat.
But like all of it was meant to be there. You know what I mean? Like, and it's set very modern times too, which if you know H.P. Lovecraft's writings, all like in the 20s and stuff. You know what I mean? So you take all that and put it in the modern times. And
then like the mom who like had cancer. That was like another like random element for me. I guess it's like all part of the story, but it was like
it just hit you with things like out of nowhere.
They fit together, but in a very like weird way. Like really,
like the puzzle's full,
but the pieces are like super.
You almost feel like there's gaps in between the pieces, like, but the gaps are supposed to be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess that makes it like the cosmic horror. So maybe it was like cosmically horror-tastic.
Yeah.
You could like invent a new word on top of that.
Oh, a new word on top of the new word? Yeah, I think it was pretty horror-tastic in general. Now, what do you feel was off about the movie? Like, what was wrong? What made it not a good movie?
Like wrong in a way that like it definitely shouldn't have been there. Like it didn't even tie in like in any way, shape, or form, or like
I guess a
like
good
what
way to
cinematically like they could have done this different.
Oh yeah, I mean there's always gonna be that, but like I guess the best way to put this is like what do you feel didn't fit in the movie? And what's weird to me about this particular like what here, you answer and then I'll tell you my answer. So what do you feel didn't fit in the movie, like, or what could have been better, or just what was just dumb in general that almost killed the movie for you or something?
I don't feel like anything like almost killed the movie. Because it was all so weird. Like, I don't know, like, what part was like, oh, that's weird in a way. Like, it should have just been kicked off completely.
Is there any parts that, like, stand out to you? Like, I don't know why that was in the movie. Or...
Yes, the alpacas. That to me is like, why were they even there? And then, like, when they all got, like, fused together, I was like, and it was some weird,
well, that's
like...
part of the reason why they were there, yeah.
I guess that is the reason they're there for, like, that ending scene when it's, like, this big, like, alpaca monster, but I feel like...
Well, they're talked about throughout the whole thing. It's part of Nicolas Cage's backstory where he...
It's like city boy trying to, like, live this,
be
like...
in a farm.
And, like...
he had a bad relationship with his parents, and he's just trying to be like them but better, like better
I
versions of them.
thought
And alpacas were, he heard someone talk about alpacas one time, and they had the greatest milk, and you could shave them, and when they get too old, you can eat their meat. So they have like multi-use. You know what I mean? Like he was that city boy trying to be a farmer and trying to do it the best way that he thought was possible.
maybe like the mom having cancer. That was kind of
Like out of the blue.
like out like it wasn't like out of the blue because they like introduced it and like it was one of the first things we like knew that she was sick. But then like
It didn't really play into
it
the
didn't
story.
really like play into the story. Yeah.
It was just another like, oh shit, she has cancer.
Yeah, like oh, like
just
on top of like all the shit that's gonna happen, like she
Yeah.
has cancer, and then like she ends up dying anyways. They all end up dying.
Yeah. Spoilers, they all die.
Yeah, that was kind of. I kind of. In a lot of horror movies, there's like one person that
survives. Yeah.
No.
Well, I guess technically.
But like he wasn't a part of like the insanity thing. Like they didn't. None of the people that were becoming insane like escaped the insanity. Like it killed them.
Yeah, every single person who got touched by the color out of space. Yeah. Now see, for me, the weird part is I'm a huge fan of watching like bloopers and like deleted scenes and stuff in movies. Like I love watching a movie and then watching all that extra stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The part that hurts the most for me for that movie is the deleted scenes, because I feel like
they should have kept them in.
All of them. I feel like every one of those deleted scenes would have brought just an extra minute. For each one of those scenes is only like a minute or two long.
Would have threaded everything together.
Oh yeah, there's so much story that you're missing from those deleted scenes that really fit the whole thing. Like it fills in a lot of those gaps that you almost feel like you wanted and needed, but I can see why they deleted them, because like you can gloss over them.
Almost like
not a big deal, but like it fits more in your brain.
You're like typing a long ass paragraph, you have like this giant run-on sentence. You're like everything in it is essential, but it's too long. Like you have to cut some parts out.
Yeah, that's basically what they do with deleted scenes. But like, I feel the opposite with these deleted scenes. Like I feel like they would have enhanced the movie greatly. But that's just me.
People making it obviously didn't think so.
I feel like they needed time restrictions. That's why they cut them.
Oh yeah.
Movie producers and everything. All that BS that they got to do with time restrictions and blah blah blah. But yeah, that's what we thought was wrong. So who was your favorite actor in the whole movie? Like not even actor, but character. Like what was
that also? Because now I'm like thinking it's all like coming back to me. The daughter, like remember the scene in the beginning where she's like on the horse.
Mm-hmm. And she's doing her witchcraft?
Her like witchcraft. So I guess it like all ties in, but it's just kind of like, oh, like that's like another like random part. Like what?
Mm-hmm.
I think I liked her the best though.
Yeah, me too.
I think she fought the insanity the hardest, or like maybe it was like the last to hit her. Like I feel like she had the most realization throughout that like something's not right here until it like fully took over her.
Yeah, she was like set up to be the hero, the person that survived.
And I thought she was gonna survive at the end, and she didn't. It ended up being like that other guy who was like in and out of the movie.
Yeah, he wasn't like part of the family. She's my favorite character in the show too, because for very similar reasons. She gets a big chunk of the screen time on top of everything else.
I think she does well with it.
No, yeah.
With the chunk of screen time. I like seeing her better than I like seeing Nicolas Cage.
Well, Nicolas Cage is my second favorite in the whole thing, because like you can watch his brain just like chunks of it breaking away. Like that's how good
at a time.
That's how good an actor he is, you know what I mean? Like, and then he'll come back and be like not crazy for a second. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like where he was gonna like kill that monster. And then he was like, "Oh no, I can't kill you." And then he like goes and grabs the daughter and like tries to feed her to it.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, he breaks and then he's back, and then he breaks again, and it's just awesome. He's a great actor. Now, what about your favorite scene? Like your favorite.
My favorite scene.
Yeah, if you had to pick like a part that happened and it was just like, dang, that was awesome.
Probably that part where like he was gonna kill, like I was rooting for him because like we had said in the beginning, like dang, like you turn to me and you're like, if that ever happens to me or that happens to you, like I'm killing you.
Oh yeah,
real.
yeah.
Like
No,
I'm not gonna watch you go through that.
nope.
I
You're
was
gonna
like,
die.
yeah, just like shoot me if you ever see me like in a situation like that. Like hopefully not.
It's so terrible.
So like when he finally goes like grab the shotgun, he's like walking up the stairs, he's about to shoot it. I was like, yes, like he's gonna kill it, he's gonna get rid of this like freaking beast, and then he doesn't. I was like,
it's so horrific on what happens with the wife and the mom.
it's
That
yeah, the mom and this like the youngest son.
yeah, they like fuse together, and it reminds me.
They like
so
get
much.
blasted by like the color of space, like
Yeah,
whatever it is,
the color
and
of
then
space,
like
yeah.
they literally like fuse together, and it's like.
You thought the mom was gonna save the kid, and they become like one being, and they're just suffering.
Or I thought they would have just died.
Something.
Like I didn't think they were gonna like stay
Do
alive
that,
for
yeah.
that long.
And
he's like screaming inside of her body, like it was weird.
have you ever seen the movie Tusk?
No.
That scene reminds me so much of the ending of Tusk that it hurts your heart. Like it like churns your stomach and hurts your heart.
It didn't hurt my heart because I didn't feel like I was that attached to the characters. It just more so was like.
No, just imagine being like. No, you don't even have to be attached to the characters, and this is what I think. Because like I go full in when it comes to like movies and stuff. So like I'm not really attaching to the characters. I'm attaching myself to the situation. So imagine if you get fused with your child, and you're just like
this
all
thing.
one thing, and it's just
like decrepit and like I don't know, sick looking.
Oh, it's terrible. It was just, and you can't talk, and you're just like gargling fluids, and
then like the part they're upstairs, and they're like, "Are you thirsty? Is that what you're saying? You're thirsty?" So weird.
It's all of it is just terrible. We gotta watch Tusk, because it'll fuck you up. Because that scene is like a huge chunk of the movie, Tusk. Something similar. Oh, it's so bad. So, fun facts about the movie. I just said some to you.
There's like other ones coming out. I don't know if that's really like a fun fact, but you're excited about it.
Oh, I'm super excited. So I learned that this is supposed to be a trilogy, the beginning of a trilogy, and the next one coming out
is like the same. Like, is Nick Cage going to be in the second one, or is
I don't know. I didn't read that far. Mm-hmm. I have to look more into it. But supposedly this is the first of a trilogy, and the next movie coming out is supposed to be the Dunwich Horror, which is much more popular of a HP short story. Like the only one that's more popular is Call of Cthulhu. Like, which I wouldn't be surprised if they did that one third.
That would be exciting.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Also, you know how earlier you were talking about, is this really a movie that Nick Cage would do? He actually has been wanting to do a H.P. Lovecraft movie. It was his father's favorite writer.
Oh.
So he's been like really wanting to do one for a long time.
I guess congrats to him. You did a good job.
Good job.
He played an insane character.
Really well. Now I couldn't find a whole bunch of fun facts. There's a couple like mistakes. Like they talk about a meteorite at one point in the movie when it crashes down initially. They say most meteorites burn up before they hit the ground. That's not true. Most meteors do.
I was going to say most meteors.
Meteorite is when it actually hits the ground. And meteoroid? I can't pronounce
Meteor.
Meteoroid. Meteoroid. Those are just in space. So meteorite, it's on the ground. Meteor is most things that burn up in space. Turns into a meteorite if it makes it through. I guess burns up in the atmosphere. And meteoroid, I can't pronounce that word, is still in space itself. And there's another mess up where he's talking about the battery being dead. in the car, and that's not the case at all. Because when you clicking over a car, um, it wouldn't be trying to turn over; it would just be clicking if the battery's dead.
Yeah. The engine wouldn't be making any sound at all, like any struggle sounds or.
It shouldn't be, at least, because
Yeah,
it has
clicks.
no power. There's like no power at all. Yeah, and that's really the best trivia I could find on the movie. Now, so what we've decided was we're making our own um, rating scale on this movie. And we're going by 1 through 5, and we're doing spooks, is what we're calling them. I know this episode we didn't have any cookies or anything. We will be putting all that in the future episodes. This is kind of just a base run to see how it all flows and how it works, how much she enjoys doing it. But 1 through 5, what would you rate the movie for recommendation, horror movie? 1 being lowest, 5 being like you must see.
Probably like a 3.5 out of 5.
3.5. Yeah, I would probably go with probably like, personally, I would say like 4.5. You know, if you're a fan of H.P. Lovecraft or a fan of Nick Cage, definitely go see it.
Yeah, like if you're like a big like Nick Cage fan, or I would say like go see it. It's
super recommend.
Yeah.
But if you're just a horror movie fan and you don't know anything about either one, I would recommend to watch it.
Pretty like neutral recommendation.
Yeah. But if you can watch it on like Netflix or something, go right ahead. Watch it as soon as you can. If you, like I said, if you don't know anything about HP or Nick Cage, don't go out and spend $30 on it, like I did. But I'm the person that loves that stuff. So I think our overall rating would be like a 4 out of 5. So if you get a chance to watch it, go watch it for sure. You have anything else you'd like to say about the movie before we wrap it up?
I don't think so. I think I said everything. Just weird.
Yeah, it was a weird movie. Alright, guys. See you next time.
Am I supposed to say bye?
If you want.
Bye.